Hey everyone, so I have so much makeup. All of this is affordable makeup and most of these are new releases. Not all of them, but a lot of them are new affordable makeup releases. So I'm going to share with you guys all of this makeup. I'm going to apply a lot of it on my face today. Let's just dive into some affordable makeup today. Really, I feel like affordable makeup is really coming out of the gate hot this year and I just can't wait to dive in. I am going to go ahead with a foundation that I use all of the time just to even the playing field for all the other makeup, but I am going to go in with a new primer today, and this is from Undone Beauty. This is their new primer oil. I have already used this and I gotta tell you, I think it's something really special. It creates a balanced dewy skin with a nice little cooling applicator. So I'm gonna go ahead, give myself a little massage. It doesn't keep applying more makeup if you're not squeezing the bottom. So you can actually like get a decent massage with these little cooling balls. Now, feels really good. I don't know if it's really like the most ideal way to massage your face. Feels so good. Oh my God, on the jaw. If you guys clench your jaw, this is feeling good. Definitely gets the circulation going. You can see like the blood rushing to my face right now. But something, honestly guys, that I have found really interesting about this product is the texture. So it has this beautiful glide to it. And it does feel like an oil, but oil is not the first ingredient. It's actually ethylex palmitate, which works as an emollient. Oftentimes that ingredient's used in place of silicone, but I found that when I used this under my foundation the other day, my foundation looked so good. But getting back to the texture of this product, if you're expecting this to literally just be an oil that you put all over your face, there's something else to it. It has this grip, and emollients and a spreadability that feels almost like a gel. This is a little bit less heavy than the Glossier Future Dew, but it still gives you like that kind of radiance. This also doesn't have mica in it. You can see that it's completely clear. So I also have another Undone Beauty product. We'll see if I get to this one. It's one of their new palettes. I love the formula of Undone Beauty's creams, so I'm really excited to see if this stacks up. This is the Neapolitan creme. You obviously have these three more like blushier shades. You could use this as a bronzer, I'm sure, depending on your skin tone. You have this highlight. In general, I feel like this is such a great all-in-one cream palette. So I'm really excited about this. Again, really liking this primer. I can't stress enough too, it feels really good to rub this on your face. Just kind of like wakes you up, if that makes sense. Now, I am gonna go ahead and add some lip balm. No, this is not affordable. It's the one from Lawless, by the way. It smells like strawberry daiquiri. And it's also slightly plumping, which I really like. But let's go ahead in with foundation. I'm gonna stick on the affordable side, the number 7 Restore and Renew foundation. You guys already know, and if you don't know, now you know. One of the best foundations out there. I wanna make sure I have like a really even canvas for all of the makeup. When I'm testing products, it's kind of nice to do something with a little bit more coverage, because then I feel like it's more noticeable if a product like picks up coverage or goes patchy. But speaking of other products that I picked up in this category, I gotta tell you, a lot of you guys have been asking about this. I've had it for a while. It's the Revlon Skin Caring Foundation, the Illuminance Foundation. It is really pretty from what I can tell, definitely more on the skin-like side. I was expecting it to be a little bit more dewy than it is, but I do have to keep testing it. It is quite thin, which I think a lot of you will appreciate. But unfortunately, the shade I got, 105, is a bit too light for me. But yeah, I feel like it always takes me a little bit longer to test out a product when the shade match isn't like ideal. However, I have to tell you guys a little sneak peek into an upcoming video. You guys know I love to do my Save or Splurge videos. A lot of these products will be included in an upcoming Save or Splurge video. So excited. And this is one of them. It's from Undone Beauty. It's their Sheer Radiance Serum Tint. Definitely a similar vibe. First of all, I mean, this isn't a similar vibe to the product I'm about to talk about packaging wise, because this is like a little bingo stamper. Like it really does feel like I can take this to bingo if I want to. Definitely giving me de-bronzy vibes from Drunk Elephant. So we're gonna have to see if it ends up being something that sits in that realm. We'll have to find out together. But let's go ahead into concealer. I have picked up 2 concealers. First one I'm pretty excited about. It is the Get Real Serum Concealer from Flower Beauty. This is the shade Ivory. As far as the applicator, it has this nice little rounded but also kind of angled applicator. There we have the shade Ivory. You know, as far as just texture on my hand, it feels pretty nice, quite lightweight, but a concealer that, you know, I kind of picked this up on a whim, you guys. I haven't been super impressed overall with a lot of Pacifica makeup, but this Dream Lit Glow Concealer did pique my interest, and I said, you know what, let's go ahead and give it a go. Glass packaging, which is nice. Kind of the texture of this is much glowier, a little bit thicker, and I just have a feeling I might prefer it. Kind of has a nice spreadability to it, so I think we should go ahead and test this one today. So this is the shade 11. You guys know how picky I am about concealer, so, you know, I always like to say that almost every time I try concealer, because I'm kind of an extreme when it comes to concealer trials. I look for a concealer that can actually help to make the hollowness under my eyes just look a little bit more filled in or flatter in general. It's true that not a lot of concealers can do that. A lot of concealers I do feel give good coverage, not look drying, but not all concealers can help to minimize the look of hollows. This could be an amazing concealer, but it might just not have that one, you know, check mark thing. All right, so I don't have a new brow product, so I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows, and then we'll come back and blend out the concealer. Go ahead and use the BK brush A506. This is an amazing concealer brush, by the way. So I'm going to go and blend that out. So I'm going to take a little bit of that, you know, just kind of in the highlighty areas. I know I was going for a little bit more coverage, but we probably don't need this much coverage. So I think I'm going to kind of just start taking this excess, highlighting, and then I think I'm going to use a sponge to blend out the rest. No, it doesn't cover up the hollows as much as I would want. I think the formula is pretty nice. It definitely has a little bit more of that kind of glowy finish to it. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's half bad. Maybe I'll see if I can layer up a little bit of the Flower Beauty Get Real one, just for shade purposes, because I feel like it just looks a little too bright under my eyes right now. I feel like that's not gonna help. I don't know if that shade's gonna help, but we're already here. That one's really pretty too. Definitely needing a bronzer now. Would I reach for them over my Kosas Revealer Concealer? No. But they don't look drying. They have decent coverage. Really not half bad. Now for bronzer, I actually have a new one from Physicians Formula. It is their liquid bronzer. And this is the shade Bronze. You get 1.3 ounces of product in here. That is a lot of product. That's one of the first things I noticed when I picked this up. I do wish that there was a little bit more control on squeezing this out, because I feel like I don't even need that much, and that's like the least amount of product I could really get out. But we venture forth. I'm just going to take some on an e.l.f. stipple brush. Let's just kind of warm up the face. It does have that Physicians Formula smell, the butter bronzer smell. So coconutty for sure. It does have a little bit more pink to it though, which I am not mad at. But speaking of shade range, the shade range is not good. I think there's 2 shades, and that's just not good. I'm tapping this into my hair. It has quite a glowy finish to it. I don't know if it's, you know, I don't see any visible shimmer or anything, but it does kind of feel like there's a shift to it. It's hard to tell for me right now. A little bit under the eyes, just kind of like balance everything out, just like shearing it kind of out in those areas for some correction purposes. This is going to be like a really good test if this formula works well and blends in with everything. It's quite pretty. I don't think the shade is exactly the same as like the original butter bronzer shade that leaned more neutral. There it is again on my hand, but kind of feathered out all over the skin. I'm quite happy with the way it looks. It does feel like it's kind of setting down, which is nice. I mean, you know, will definitely help with longevity, but I am, you know, I'm still wondering how long it really will last. But let's go ahead into blushes. So like I mentioned, I do have the Undone Beauty Mega Creams palette that I could use. I don't think I'm going to use these because I'm going to talk about them in my Save or Splurge video, but Makeup Revolution just came out with these balm glows. And I think you guys probably have an idea of what this looks like. Does this look familiar at all to you guys? Very Jones Road balm-esque. So I'm excited to see what these are all about for that video. Very, very interesting. But I'm not going to use those today. I also have this new product from Essence. It's the Baby Got Blush. And this is the shade Rosé All Day. And it's quite pigmented. I realized that the other day. Very, very pretty shade. Shears out really nicely. Has kind of like a watermelon smell to it randomly. So why not? I think I am going to go ahead and use the Essence one today. I'm going to take the same stipple brush that we have been using from e.l.f. and just feather that on. That is damn pretty. It's working really well with the liquid bronzer. Like it's blending nicely on top of that. The liquid bronzer seems to be holding its own, which is a good sign for that product. Great pigment. I'm definitely just getting a really nice look with this. Maybe I'll add a little bit up here. The smell is really growing on me too. I think that this could be a really, really good affordable blush formula. They're really cute, they're compact. So far, I'm feeling really strongly leaning towards yes, towards the Essence blush. Now I do have the Physicians Formula liquid highlighter as well, but I think I'm going to wait. I'm gonna let those cream products kind of get to know each other, then go ahead with this, and let's go ahead into the eyes. Now this isn't a new launch, but I wanted to give this a shout out. This is the Mystic Oat Mini Pro Palette from Lorac, and I just have a feeling that this could be a little hidden gem. I am kind of hoping on doing a video on it, like a standalone video, because this is quite affordable for the quality of shadow you get. The color story is pretty freaking beautiful. And let me give you some swatches of these eyeshadows. Hold on, let me take off this blush first. I'll give you a little sneak peek into some of these eyeshadows because they just look really freaking pretty. And you know, oftentimes we don't go through, like fully go through a lot of our eyeshadow palettes. So if you can get one that is still at a little bit more of an approachable price point, but still has the formula of something a little bit more expensive, then that might be something nice. These shades are freaking beautiful. Again, it's Mystic Oak from Lorac. I don't hear a lot of people talking about Lorac anymore, but I have been a fan of their shadows in the past. Now guys, I got a decent amount of shadows here. I picked up this new palette from CoverGirl. It's their classic smoky palette. It's the Clean Fresh color eyeshadows. They're pretty nice. I'm not like super jazzed about them just because they're all very like soft satin shades. I do, just my general preference is I lean a little bit more towards that like wet, glossy, sparkly look. So not ideal exactly for that. but the textures are very creamy. They have like a nice glide to them. They're not like, I wouldn't say they're a cream shadow, but they feel a little bit more spreadable in the fingers. I mean, you can clearly see they've got pigment. I think this shade as like a one and done all over the lid would be pretty freaking pretty. So I did pick up this one. I also picked up a couple of eyeshadow sticks from Revolution. I have the shade Sinful Green, which is kind of an interesting shade. It's a little bit more of like a lime green gold. In person, it definitely leans more lime green to me. It's obviously like a crayon applicator, but it's just kind of like a flat diagonal applicator. You can see it there. And I just don't typically see a lot of brands coming out with applicators like that. So I thought that was interesting. And then this is Golden Flare. These feel a little bit like neon-y to me. There it is. Like this has a lot of orange to it that I wasn't expecting. They're certainly a little bit more on the sheer side. They both have a little sparkle to them. Honestly, first impressions are kind of meh about them. So I think I'm going to go in with the shadows that I'm really excited to try. They are new liquid shadows from e.l.f. Yeah, what? So pumped. They're the Shadow Silks. So I have two shades. I have a matte shade called Neutral Terra, beautiful terracotta shade, which I will certainly be using. Flat doe foot applicator. I'm excited about these in general. I think they could be like a reformulated or repackaged, honestly. Like their liquid catsuit shadows could be like a similar vibe to those. And then I have this metallic shade called Bronze Digger. I mean, one and done, that's pretty beautiful. But they don't, I don't know if they necessarily go together, but I feel like I could try. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna add a little bit of the shade Terra to the back of my hand because from what I can tell, these are decently pigmented. So I'm just going to pick up some of it with a fluffy brush and just fluff that into the crease. I could probably even add more. I mean, that sheared out really easily. If we add a little bit like straight to the eye, let's see our experience. Just taking a big fluffy brush from BK. What brush is this? 201. Yeah, that blends out so freaking beautifully. Spreadable, very even. Okay. Just a moment for the kit hair. Guys, this is really beautiful. I mean, do you see how easily that blended out? It's a little pinkier than I thought it was gonna be. Maybe, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell. It could be pulling a little bit pinker just because we have a lot of color going on in the rest of the look. That I am really impressed with, and I definitely am going to be picking up more shades because I have an affordable cream eyeshadow video coming very soon. And I'm not gonna say anything more. Not gonna say anything more. All right, let's go ahead into Bronze Digger. It's like, they were like, oh, let's do Gold Digger. And they're like, oh, let's make it a little bit more interesting. Okay, guys. Just gonna put this all over the lid. Now from using this on the back of my hand, it did feel like this one, what do you call it? It feels like this one did set down a little bit faster than the matte shade. It's given me a decent amount of time, but I definitely feel it getting tackier. Like I can feel that resistance with the brush. Yeah, these shades don't like go really awesome together if I'm being honest, but that is really pretty. I haven't used like a lot of Wet n Wild products as of late, but this is definitely a new launch I can get behind. And I think what I'm gonna do is take it onto the back of my hand and then go in with my finger and kind of tap it and like see if it builds up. Yeah, I think I'm getting more pigment that way. From what I can tell, it's also not going crunchy. Like, you know, sometimes when you layer up a liquid shadow, it goes crunchy. Now I can tell, like I can feel the resistance of it as it's drying and that the other layer has already dried. You know, this blend ain't half bad. Just gonna take a little bit onto the lower lash line. Just a touch. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the metallic one, it's gonna take a little bit more work to use it. It's really pretty. I think they could be something really special. You guys know I love taking a matte liquid shadow into the crease pretty much every day to make all the rest of my shadows last longer. That's like my way of prepping my eyes. And if I have another affordable option for you guys, that would be amazing. So I think now we should go ahead into the mascara that we're gonna be trying out. This one's from e.l.f. It is the new Lash and Roll. Obviously, packaging super similar to the Benefit Roller Lash. I picked up the brown shade, I think, so I'm really excited about that. I don't think brands come out with enough brown mascara. They're just so soft and pretty, especially if you have like lighter colored eyelashes. So I have used this already. It's just a really nice, like kind of flirty lash look, not clumpy whatsoever. Just kind of like curling and lengthening and separating. Just one of those natural lash looks that I think is just gonna be kind of like a crowd-pleasing favorite. As far as a comparison to this, to the Benefit, I haven't used that Benefit one in so long. I really like their magnetic lengthening mascara, but I wasn't a huge fan of Benefit Roller Lash. At least like it wasn't my absolute favorite, but I can tell you right now that like I would certainly go ahead and recommend this one if someone said that they were interested in this one. Something I really like is how buildable it is. You're not gonna get like a super dramatic lash look with this. It's not gonna happen. Don't poke yourself in the eye though. Amanda, why did you just do that? I really like the lashes. I think they look really pretty. I don't know, my last try on video, like my last try on haul, there was like a lot of things going wrong. And this is just like a very not that experience. But I don't know, there's always a chance. So we'll go ahead into this liquid highlight and see what happens. Again, 1.3 ounces in this bad boy. It's just a lot of product. They didn't have to do that, but we're glad. What just happened? We're glad that they did, aren't we, guys? I'm going to very slowly get that out. Here's the shade. Nice, soft, kind of peachy gold. I'm just gonna like tap it on with my fingers. That's so pretty. And I'm feeling it kind of set down a bit on the skin. Maybe I'll take a little bit onto the nose, brow bone, even though we have a lot going on the eyelids. Yeah, I think that the highlight looks really pretty. It's set down, which I really like. I do think overall, I feel like I just added too much bronzer today and it is kind of throwing me off a little bit. I did notice around my nose that the foundation is kind of collecting there. Now I just tapped it out and it looks completely fine again, but this typically would not do that. I mean, I've used this so many times and I have a feeling it has something to do with this. However, I'm not like counting this out yet, because this certainly could be something that you use like all over the face, but just not in the T-zone. I have to keep playing and just, you know, figuring it out. Lip products, guys. I picked up a lot. We should start like just rolling through them. So I picked up a bunch of the e.l.f. lip lacquers. Now they came out with quite a few new shades. The shade Black Cherry, which I did go ahead and pick up. There's the shade right there. It's really, really beautiful. I actually feel like it could be a really nice complement to this look. Like I feel like it could really like pull the eyes together. So definitely keeping that in mind. They also have the shade Cherry Bomb. I'm not I definitely know for a fact that Black Cherry is new. Cherry Bomb does sound new to me too, but I'm not positive. It's definitely giving like Glossier red lip gloss vibes. So those are those two shades. And then I have two more. I picked up Love Bite because a lot of you were saying it could be very close to Fenty Hot Chocolate. Just gonna go ahead and say that it is not. It is it's just a little bit too orange to be an alternative, just too warm. Still could be very pretty. Unfortunately, these shades don't look great on me, so I might just go ahead and pass this one along. And then lastly, we have the shade Moody. And I haven't even swatched this one yet. And okay, this is a little bit more of like a peachy kind of lip shade. But what you're about to find out from me is that I just find that really, really yellow-based shades for the lips just don't look good on me. They just look unnatural. And that is a theme because I picked up 2 shades of these new lipsticks from e.l.f. I think they're called the like O something? O lipsticks? No idea, I'll leave the name right here. And I picked up 2 different shades. These shades looked absolutely beautiful. We have the shade Vocal, and that is the kind of shade that I'm talking about that would not look good on me. It just, no. So that's kind of a bummer. And then we also have the shade No Doubt. And this is also really not going to look good on me. The reason I say that without even putting them on is that I've actually tried these both on and they both do not look good on me. The formula is weird too. I can understand that people think that this is a dupe for the NARS Audacious lipsticks, but I didn't like those, so it's not surprising that I wouldn't enjoy these. They look a bit, they just really exaggerate texture on the lips too. The best way I can describe it is like they have a very frosting-like look on the lips. Like maybe too much white base pigment on these or something. Anyway, a lot of people do like that formula though, so maybe something to keep in mind. But yeah, for me, it was a no. 3 more lip products, I know. This product, which I haven't tried on, I'm so freaking excited. It's the Essence Extreme Care Hydrating Glossy Lip Balm. And it is in the shade Milky Cocoa. This looks so pretty as like a glossy topper. Feels kind of like a glossy lip balm. So really excited about that. I don't think it goes with this look, but you'll definitely be hearing about it. And then I have 2 products. About Face isn't like super affordable, but I do want to mention it just because I feel like these are 2 similar vibe lip products that I just picked up. So I have the About Face Lip Color Butter, and then this is Cherry Pick. So this has got a lot of pigment and that kind of melty lipstick, lip gloss hybrid kind of formula. Should I picked out another shade? Yes, I think it's just a little bit too purple, but what the heck. I also picked up the Flower Beauty Plump Up Gloss Stick. Similar vibe to the About Face, but this is definitely more sheer. You can see that here. This is just way more of a sheer, thin product than the About Face. But for today, I think I'm gonna go ahead and with Black Cherry from e.l.f. Something that you do have to do with these lip glosses, you have to like dip in a few times, just so you know. That is really pretty, guys. Just that kind of darkened pink with a touch of plum. I think it's really nice. And lastly, we have the Super Dewy Fix Setting Spray from Makeup Revolution. As if we needed another dewy spray for this look. One thing I will say, I already used it once. You would think that this is like continuous aerosol vibe. Look at this. Like it's, you just press it down, which doesn't really matter, I don't know. Also, it smells like watermelon White Claw. Don't ask how I know that. It's exactly like watermelon White Claw. Honestly, I don't know if I can use that now that I've put that together. Like I feel like I'm gonna smell like beer, like seltzer. All right, guys, let's run through some final first impressions. Final first impressions, what an oxymoron. I'm gonna say immediately no. Immediately no. This lip gloss is so beautiful. Let's just, you know, leave it at that. Flattering on the lips, balmy, beautiful. Like, I mean, If you like this shade or like any of the other shades, they're so affordable. I feel like it's kind of a slam dunk. There's definitely something to these e.l.f. liquid shadows. I would have them on your radar. I'm just kind of thinking of like things that are immediately popping into my head because I think that that does have, you know, a little bit of extra merit when you're like, you know, the memorability factor of like a whole base of makeup. And these are definitely coming to mind as something that you guys should have on your radar. The Essence blush as well. I think that these could be really beautiful, affordable blushes, perfect for travel. I'm actually really positive about that blush. I gotta keep testing the liquid bronzer and highlight because I'm just having this feeling like this bronzer shade maybe is too bronze for me. Really liking the e.l.f. Lash and Roll as well. Not noticing any drooping on the lashes, by the way. The concealers seem stable. Will they replace my Kosas Revealer? No, they will not. Sorry about that. Lastly, the oil, the primer oil. I think I'm just gonna have to keep testing this out because that little bit of collection around my nose, it's not doing it anymore since I like patted it out. But I feel like that is worth testing. You know what I mean? I'm not really supposed to do this right at the end of the video for no reason. But I'm kind of, look at that. First of all, that gloss definitely left a stain. Like a decent stain. I think that that's great. I'm just gonna clean up the lip lines a little bit. I really want to test this out. This is a little bonus for those of you that stayed till the end of the video. Oh my. I don't know about this, guys. That is like so pale nude. I don't know if I could pull this off. I don't know. Anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. I'll leave everything I talked about down below, even the products that I didn't get to try on today. And I will see you guys in my next one.